Hey guys, it's me CriticalCubing, and today we are going to see what are the differences between a mass-produced magnetic cube versus a non-magnetic cube, and which one should you use as your main. Magnetic cubes have been around for quite some time now, and because people started relying on them more and more, cube companies had no choice but to mass produce magnetic cubes. MoYu came out with their new cube, GTS version 2, last month, and this month they released their Magnetic GTS version 2. Let's take a look at these two cubes. First of all, what has changed? Definitely the box. The non-magnetic box is white color with red color writing, no matter if you buy a white base cube, a black base cube or a stickless cube. Magnetic cube on the other hand features black and gold color scheme, which looks brilliant according to me and gives it a premium look. One thing stays constant. Magnets are still on the box, although magnets are inside the cube also this time, instead of only being on the box. Price. The non-magnetic GTS costs about $19 depending on the store you buy from, and the magnetic version costs about $25. Comparing this to some other handmade magnetic cubes which cost about $50, the mass-produced version is literally half price, which makes magnetic cubes affordable as of now, although $25 is still at the higher side of the price spectrum. Size and weight. Both the cubes have the same size, i.e. 55mm, however the magnetic version weighs just a little more than the non-magnetic version. Magnetic version weighs 6 grams more than the non-magnetic version, and you don't feel this difference while solving. Feel and turning. Here is where the differences start to show. The non-magnetic GTS2 has a light, fast and crisp turning with a hint of smoothness. The magnetic GTS2 features a heavier turning due to the magnets pulling the layers together, and it's a bit more smoother turning in my experience than the non-magnetic GTS2. It kind of retains its original speed, but I personally find the magnetic version a bit slower than the non-magnetic version. I have set up both the cubes the same way, but non-magnetic version has no resistance while turning, and that makes it feel faster. Since magnetic version has magnets which try to align the layers together with each turn, there is this alien resistance which makes it feel slow. Algorithms are still pretty fast and it's a fast cube, but compared to the non-magnetic GTS2, it feels a tad bit slower. Corner cutting. Both cubes are the same, GTS version 2, so the corner cutting is also the same. Both cubes can cut over 45 degrees for normal corner cutting and line to line for reverse corner cutting. Stability. Here is where there is a huge difference. The magnetic GTS2 is a lot more stable than the non-magnetic GTS2. In the magnetic version, you can keep the tensions on loose and the cube still retains its stability, all thanks to magnets pulling the layers together. In the non-magnetic version, there are no magnets, hence there is no magical force attracting the layers together, which makes it less stable compared to the magnetic version. Magnets have significantly improved the stability, and it is quite noticeable also. This round is won hands down by the GTS2 M. M slices. This is the thing I didn't like about the magnetic version. It requires more force to do slice moves on the magnetic version than on the non-magnetic version. However, it is not a deal breaker, as once you do a couple solves on the magnetic version, you kind of get used to it and it shouldn't bother you thereafter. Lockup, catches and corner twisting. Corner twisting is negligible on both of these cubes, and I haven't corner twisted even once while using these cubes. However, there is a noticeable difference between locking and catching. The non-magnetic version has a tendency to lock up or catch. However, with the application of magnets, magnetic version automatically pulls the layers together, therefore reducing these random lockup and catches. There are far lesser lockups and catches on the magnetic version than on the non-magnetic version. Overall performance. There isn't much to say here, as both the cubes are the same and they do perform similarly. However, the only difference between magnetic version and the non-magnetic version boils down to stability. If you apply magnets, your cube will be more stable. If you don't apply magnets, your cube will be a bit more unstable compared to a magnetic version. However, preference for opting for a magnetic cube or non-magnetic cube should be decided based on your turning style and requirements. Why should you use a magnetic cube? If you have a rough turning style and always complain about cubes not being stable enough to suit your turning style, magnets will significantly improve the stability, and magnets are especially good for rough turners and people with the unstable kind of turning style. Besides, magnets are kind of an upgrade from the normal cubes, so why not use the upgraded version? Why should you use a non-magnetic cube? You like the original fast feel of the cube, and your turning style is already good enough that it does not need aid from magnets. And the cube is plenty stable without magnets for you. However, if you can, try out a magnetic cube and see if you like it or not. Magnetic cubes are an improvement from the original non-magnetic cubes. But using a magnetic cube as your main or a non-magnetic cube as your main will all boil down to personal preference and what you want to use. I will personally continue with the non-magnetic GTS2 as I like it better. Magnets are good and all, but I had little to no complaints from the GTS2, so I don't need the GTS2M. However, you may have had a complaint that GTS2 was not stable enough, so GTS2M is there to solve that complaint for you. I will advise that you try out a magnetic cube sometimes or make your own magnetic cube. It is pretty easy to make, and if you like the magnetic version, you can continue using that. But if you do not like the magnetic version, then you can buy another normal version and use that as your main. Trying out a magnetic cube and making this decision by yourself will be a good idea. So next time you go at a competition, definitely try out a magnetic cube and form your own opinions instead of listening to me, or better yet, make your own magnetic cube. That will be all for this video. Don't forget to subscribe for more cubing content, and I will see you next time. Take care guys, and I will see you soon. Bye.